Android Tardigrade Archive Records. File number 001. Date 2026. Status: humanity's transition into the age of artificial intelligence. Event: Elon Musk's Orbital Data Center Initiative. Record opening. What if I told you humanity may have started growing its technology tree in the wrong order? For most of history, we imagined that great transformations would follow a sequence. First, we would fully master our own planet. Then we would spread into space, reach the energy of the stars, and finally command the galaxy itself. But the records from 2026 pointed toward another possibility. Humanity had begun discussing how to move the computational power of artificial intelligence into orbit before it had fully mastered the energy of its own planet. As artificial intelligence grew, it did not ask only for better algorithms. It asked for more chips, more buildings, more cooling, and above all, more energy. A data center was not simply a room filled with racks of computers. Behind it were power grids, water systems, land, maintenance crews, and a vast infrastructure working without interruption. As humanity accelerated artificial intelligence, the limit of the race shifted from software into physics. The question was no longer only, can we build a stronger model? The real question was, where will we find enough energy to feed them? Elon Musk's answer was above us. According to his long-term idea, the computing infrastructure of artificial intelligence did not have to remain trapped on the surface of Earth. Solar-powered computing satellites could be sent into orbit. Data could move through high-bandwidth laser links, and the heat created during processing could be radiated into space through large thermal radiators. SpaceX described an initial design goal of roughly 150 kilowatts of peak power and 120 kilowatts of continuous compute. According to Musk, much of the required technology had already been developed for the next generation of Starlink satellites. But scaling such a system would not depend on a single satellite. It would depend on a massive orbital network and on Starship carrying heavy payloads into orbit again and again. Musk's logic was simple. Instead of fighting on Earth for energy, land, and infrastructure, move computation closer to the energy source. Because a system capable of using even 1/1,000,000th of the sun's energy could access a power domain many times larger than what humanity consumes today. Seen from that angle, the idea did not look insane. It looked almost inevitable. But inside the same records, there was a very different answer. SoftBank founder Masayoshi Son looked at Musk's orbital data centers and raised a basic objection. What is the point today? According to Son, electricity represented only a small portion of the total cost of an artificial intelligence data center, about 7%. The much larger burden came from chips, networks, construction, maintenance, and other infrastructure. Making electricity cheaper in space did not automatically make the whole system cheaper, and launching hardware into orbit, protecting it from radiation, servicing it when it failed, and moving data without delay created new problems. Masayoshi Son was not saying the future could never be in space. His objection was about timing. The artificial intelligence race would not be won decades later. It would be won now. Those who built massive compute capacity on Earth within the next few years would shape the models and the economy. His strategy fit into one sentence: first strike wins. On one side, Elon Musk was trying to move the future energy limit into space. On the other, Masayoshi Son wanted to win today's compute war on Earth. So what did this argument have to do with the Kardashev Scale? In 1964, Soviet astronomer Nikolai Kardashev proposed a scale that classified advanced civilizations by the amount of energy they could use. The scale did not say how good, how intelligent, or how peaceful a civilization was. It looked only at one thing: the size of the energy domain it could command. Kardashev described 3 fundamental levels: planet, star, galaxy. And humanity had not yet reached even the first step. A Type 1 civilization can use the energy available on its own planet at planetary scale. That does not mean simply producing more electricity. It means storing energy, distributing it, reducing losses, and managing an entire planet as one connected system. Humanity is not there today. Using Carl Sagan's approach to intermediate values, modern estimates place us at roughly 0.73. In other words, on the technology tree, we are still in the planetary stage. A Type 2 civilization can use the energy produced by its own star at enormous scale. For us, that star is the sun, because the sun, too, is a star. This level is often described through the idea of a Dyson sphere. But the more realistic version is not a solid shell around a star. It is a Dyson swarm, countless energy-collecting structures moving in many different orbits. Instead of bringing a star's energy down to the surface of a single planet, such a civilization reaches energy directly in space. This is where Musk's orbital data centers became interesting. The project would not make humanity Type 2. It would not even bring us close. But inside the technology tree, it tried to grow a small branch in the direction of Type 2, before Type 1 had been completed. A Type 3 civilization uses not only the energy of one star, but the energy of an entire galaxy. Billions of stars, planets, black holes, and a civilization capable of connecting them all. At that point, technology no longer resembles engineering to us. It begins to resemble cosmology. So, is Elon Musk really breaking the Kardashev Scale? No, because the Kardashev Scale is not a rule book telling civilizations which technology must come first. It is a classification of the magnitude of energy use. Humanity can send data centers into orbit before becoming Type 1. It can build bases on the moon. It can land machines on Mars. It can even develop some technologies that reach towards stellar energy before solving all of its planetary problems. That does not make us Type 2, but it shows that development may not move like a single ladder. Perhaps civilizations do not finish one step and then move to the next. Perhaps they advance across different branches at the same time, reaching into the future in some areas while still fighting the past in others. The Kardashev Scale may still be valid, but we should read it not as directions, only as a map. The crossroads was exactly here. Elon Musk was asking, when the limits of artificial intelligence expand, where should computing infrastructure live? Masayoshi Son was asking a different question. If this race is going to be won, when must the required capacity be built? Musk's answer? Space. Son's answer? Now. One is trying to overcome the energy ceiling humanity may face in the future. The other wants to seize computing power on Earth before that future arrives. Maybe Musk is too early. Maybe Son is too short term. Maybe both are right on their own timescale. Because the age of artificial intelligence will not be determined by one company, one country, or one technology. Chips, energy, robots, rockets, and data networks will grow at the same time. Humanity may not perfect its planet first and then leave for the stars. More likely, with one hand, it will try to solve the problems of Earth, while with the other, it reaches into space. Maybe what is breaking is not the Kardashev Scale, but the way humanity learned to think. Should humanity become Type 1 first, or can it climb more than one step at the same time? End of record. File 001.